Hey, welcome back. It is looking more and more like Attorney General Jeff Sessions' days in the Trump administration could be numbered. This afternoon, the president said, time will tell what happens.
But I am disappointed in the Attorney General. He should not have recused himself almost immediately after he took office. And if he was going to recuse himself, he should have told me prior to taking office, and I would have quite simply picked somebody else. So I think that's a bad thing, not for the president, but for the presidency. I think it's unfair to the presidency.
Well, here's the rub. The Attorney General has reportedly told friends that he has no plans to resign. And just yesterday, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle came to his defense. Now, I'm no Jeff Sessions fan. Hopefully you know that by now. But this situation is somewhat unprecedented to see a president go after his Attorney General so publicly. So what happens next? Joining you now, it's Editor-in-Chief of the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro. Welcome back, Ben.
Oh, thanks for having me.
This is so weird. I have to tell you, I don't like Jeff Sessions for a number of reasons, but he's becoming a victim, and I kind of feel bad for him.
It's hard not to feel bad for him. I mean, he could, at this point, engage in civil asset forfeiture and just take Trump Tower in revenge. That might be a good play by him.
Oh, the irony of ironies.
But it is weird. I mean, look, Trump has the power to fire him. I do love that line, time will tell. I want to use that on my wife. Will I pick up the groceries? Only time will tell. Like, he has the power to fire Sessions anytime he wants.
He
does.
The question is, it's not like special counsel.
Exactly. So why is he just harassing the crap out of him on Twitter, as opposed to, if he's really that upset about it, just fire him? I don't know if he thinks that by harassing him and getting Sessions to quit, somehow it doesn't blow back on him. But the only person this is really hurting right now is Trump. It's not hurting Sessions for him to do all of this.
No, it's really not. I mean, perceptually, at least. So, but I don't understand the scenario. So if Sessions resigns, who's going to take that job?
Well, I mean, right now, the only thing that's pretty clear is that Trump wants somebody who's going to fire Mueller. I mean, that's really all that matters. And so then it's obvious what he's doing. Then it looks like he's
because Rod Rosenstein's not going to do it.
No, well, Rosenstein's recused himself, right? I mean, so now it's Mueller on his own, essentially. And so he's going to want to hire some AG who will come in and do his dirty work and then take the hit. That's not a real long list of people who want to come in and do that, especially after, Trump keeps talking about Sessions' loyalty, but I mean, if you're looking at an administration to enter, and in the last 2 days, you have Trump attacking Sessions and Trump threatening to fire the Health and Human Services Secretary in front of the Boy Scouts for not whipping the vote in the Senate, that doesn't look like a great job situation.
No,
it's hard to recruit. And
you already have a number of what look like defections or at least early resignations from people like H.R. McMaster and Rex Tillerson. And that may be gossip. That may be pure speculation. And that may be people in the media just drumming up stories. But it's starting to sound a little bit more probable given the climate with Sessions.
For sure. I mean, and there's also talk about, between the number of officials that have left the administration is relatively high for this point in the administration, and you just don't feel like there's a solid attempt to coalesce around a policy agenda. I think Trump wants people to coalesce around him personally. I think that's what you're seeing right now. A lot of the policy mavens in his administration, like them or not, people like Sessions, people like Bannon, those people seem like they're being sidelined, right? So they're being sidelined a bit in favor of Jared and Ivanka and Gary Cohn and Anthony Scaramucci, basically the people who make it their job to protect Trump personally. And it seems like Trump is spending an inordinate amount of time just talking about people who are loyal to him personally. Because Sessions, as you say, I have problems with some of Jeff Sessions' agenda for sure, but Sessions is carrying out most of what Trump wants him to do, and yet Trump is still ripping on him over the Russia stuff. And so this is more about Trump than it is about policy.
Does it start a war in the Senate? Let's say Sessions resigns. Let's say the president doesn't have to fire him, but he sees the writing on the wall. He quits his job. He already offered his resignation a few weeks ago. So what does that mean for Trump in the Senate?
It's going to be very difficult for him to be able to, number one, gather votes for his agenda in the Senate, because people are going to feel like, okay, well, if I defect, he's going to attack me. If I join him, he's going to attack me. So what does it matter whether I defect or join him? And then in terms of confirmation hearings, it's going to be death. I mean, how do you try to gather a majority around confirmation of an AG who the only task they have is to fire the special counsel, which is immediately going to blow back on the entire Republican Party.
And all the senators who were up for re-election are going to have to answer for a vote like that.
Exactly.